When I tell people I'm a missionary, I get all kinds of questions.
People ask, what kind of missionary are you?
Or they want to know exactly what it is a missionary does.
Or a lot of times you'll hear people say, a missionary here? You mean that's a thing?
Well, there's 281 million lost people in the US and Canada.
So yeah, it's a thing.
But there's one question no one ever asked me, and I wish they would.
No one ever asked where is the finish line.
That's the question I want to hear. What does mission accomplished look like?
You can watch videos about North American missionaries like me. You can read stories about us, you can pray for us.
But don't get so caught up in the methods and minutia of what we do that you miss the main thing.
Everything you see and hear and read about us is really just a means to an end.
We start churches to make Jesus known.
We meet needs to make Jesus known.
We move to unfamiliar places, we meet unreached people, and we attempt unrealistic things just to make Jesus known.
There's nothing more important than that. Nada.
Nothing at all.
Jesus said, "Go into all the world and proclaim the gospel to the whole creation."
And so that's what our finish line looks like.
It looks like obedience, same as your finish line.
God speak, you give, we go. Everything starts with your gift, so the Annie Armstrong is the offering.
Those gifts enable us to go places where the gospel has never been.
This is where we cross our finish line.
This is where, together, we make Jesus known.
We never intended to plant a church. We are Christians. We needed to have devotion with our kids, Bible study with our kids. So started Bible study here. And I think we probably are not realizing what's going on.
We had one parent showed up. He was just passing by. We were in the middle of doing Bible study with our kids. Oh, you guys having Bible study? Then he totally spread the word, and families started to come in and show up. And they say, if we are bringing the kids to Bible study, why don't we have church for everybody? I guess they saw something that they couldn't find in our area.
That's how we ended up planting a Haitian church right here in Philadelphia. It was designed with kids in mind.
My name is Keisha Renee, and I'm 16 years old. When God picks somebody to do a job, He doesn't go off of the age that you are. You have to be willing to just do whatever God needs you to do. And I just felt like I had a job to do.
There are kids standing, leading the service. They are integrated. They are part of everything that we do. And families come because of what the Lord is doing. Raising generations of children, of people, of servants. And God is at work. But it started with that burden of seeing something different. So not even a year ago did we think that we were ever going to be in such a circumstance. But we would rather do nothing else but this. This is it. This is what transpires for an eternity.
Who's in my family? Yeah, if you looked at a picture of ours, we'd certainly look different. We have 2 biological children. We have 3 adopted children. So certainly if you look at a photo, you see brown hair, you see dark skin, you see blonde hair.
And certainly we do get weird looks, but the great thing is seeing the Lord work and do things that you never even dreamed possible.
The call to adopt came out of intimacy with the Lord, just like our calling to plant this church. I'm the church planting pastor of Refuge Church in the Ortega community of Jacksonville. We've been here about 2.5 years. It was a community that was very unreached, and being there, the Lord just began to kind of do something in our heart.
We didn't set out to plant a church for foster and adoptive families. it really just happened. The Lord did it.
A lot of our church has become people from this community who are fostering or who are adopted. So we share that in common. People are longing for community. And when you add the layer of taking on people and children from difficult places, it's not easy. It's not comfortable. I think the reason they've shown up here, there's a big closet full of diapers and shoes and strollers and car seats, and they see that and they come here to get a need met. Through that, they build a relationship. Next thing we know, they're in our church on a Sunday. And I think about the amount of children who come to our church who, if families didn't say yes to foster care and adoption, those children would never hear about Jesus. They'd never hear the gospel. This is the calling that God has for us. And when people give to Annie Armstrong, you're able to support those who are on the front lines of gospel work. And people hear the gospel who would never have a chance to hear the gospel.
There are so many that don't know Jesus in the city of Boston. I lead the Beloved Initiative, which is an anti-trafficking and sexual abuse awareness campaign. My ministry right now looks like reaching our refugee friends and their families, our homeless friends, and also women who are experiencing exploitation. There are so many parts to the equation. We look for creative ways to, meet needs. I'm really passionate about gifting essential products, but it's the importance of leaving the pews and going out and being the light and love of Jesus. We have volunteers within our churches. We're creating, earrings and bracelets to then use those for our street outreach. We can just bless women that are in strip clubs or on the street. And the goal is just really that the lost will be reached with the love of Christ. When people give to the Annie Armstrong offering, individuals are receiving Christ and realizing their beloved identities as beloved sons and daughters. Your generous support is going towards so many individuals who do not have a relationship with Jesus, helping them realize that they are loved and loved by Christ.
Lemma was my persecutor, and never would I have thought we'd be together here. My name is Alayu Dubala, and my home in Denver is a long way from where I grew up. I grew up in the northern part of Ethiopia, and it is very amazing how God led IMB missionaries to my village. They told me about Christ, and so I went to my brothers, my friends, classmates, and told them how Jesus saved my life. But biblical religion, it is a foreign religion. So Lemma was one of them that picked us and take to the prison.
ከዛ ነው እንግዲህ ጌታን ያገኘሁት። መንፈስ ቅዱስ በውስጤ አድሮ ስለነበረ ከተለወጥኩ በኋላ አላዩና እኔ ጓደኛሞች ነን እና ቤተሰቤ ወደ አሜሪካን መምጣት ችለናል። ከዛ በኋላ አላዩና ቤተሰቡ ወደ አሜሪካ እንዲመጡ ስፖንሰር አደረግናቸው።
After I arrived here, and when I see the situation, the Ethiopian population, the need, we have to use every single opportunity to bring people, to draw people to Christ. Because in Africa, you can go to the streets and just share your faith and people will gather. But it's always a challenge to plant a church in America.
ያው አብረን ለማገልገል አሁን አዲስ ክርስቲያን አዲስ የተወለድኩ ስለሆነ
we have come together, so please help us so that I and Lemma can make Jesus known.
I grew up in a ministry home. We were a part of great Baptist churches growing up and was familiar with how the Annie Armstrong offering was put to such incredible use.
But growing up in Alabama, it's kind of scary to think that we were going to come out here to try something that we had not done before, that we knew the Lord was calling us to, but didn't want to do it alone.
The context here in Las Vegas is much different than the context in Alabama, and one of that is just religious awareness. 60% of our city would identify with no religion at all. And because of that, I think we have a unique opportunity to introduce them to who Jesus is. It really makes me think of Maki's story. I met Maki for the first time. He showed up at one of our events before we launched called an Invite Night.
My name is Maki Pitolo. I'm a professional MMA fighter, which is a professional mixed martial arts fighter. I never thought that God would love a person that fights and looks towards violence for a living. But before Favorite City Church started, Joseph led me to Christ. And I would say that today, my life is blessed. I couldn't even put it into words. My guy is blessing me left and right, bro. And that's legit. I didn't even know church planting was a thing until I met them, but and I'm looking forward to be able to go out and help make more disciples and really turning the tides in people's lives.
Yeah, so now we're in a space where we're seeing over 150 people engaging at our church. We've seen over 30 professions of faith. So the freedom that we get from the Annie Armstrong Easter offering is that we get to engage with people like my friend Maki. We get to take our time, and then that's where we're able to see the disciple-making process happen and the church be born.
Yo nací en Cali, Colombia. Y en mi mente yo decía, voy a saturar los Estados Unidos con cocaína, pero ya luego, cuando llego acá, años después, conozco a Cristo y pues ahora en lugar de pensar en saturar los Estados Unidos con cocaína, mi deseo es saturar los Estados Unidos con el Evangelio, empezando con esta área de Virginia. Luego de que Dios me hizo el llamado y salíamos a caminar por las calles de Sterling.
Casi todos se conocen, así que era muy fácil poder conocer a las personas y a medida que nos iban permitiendo, también íbamos nosotros contándoles que estábamos plantando una iglesia.
Los evangelizábamos, algunos de ellos respondían positivamente y ahí empezó todo.
Mi nombre es Ronnie Torres y soy entrenador personal. No puedo creer que ya llevo 4 años de haber conocido a Jefferson. Había dejado todo en Venezuela y íbamos al gimnasio con frecuencia, sí. Y él con paciencia y me llevaba a la Biblia. Era el principio de mi travesía cristiana y nunca me imaginé que iba a estar haciendo algo así.
Cuando conocí a Ronnie, mi esposa y yo estábamos empezando la plantación de la Iglesia Bíblica Campo Blanco. Tenemos muchos inmigrantes que están buscando un mejor futuro y alrededor de un 70% de las personas que asisten a nuestra iglesia han conocido a Cristo ahí y Ronnie es uno de ellos. Por tanto, los campos están blancos, listos para la cosecha. Y es ahí como iglesia podemos marcar la diferencia.
Hey, we're Joseph and Kristen Gibbons, and we grew up in Southern Baptist churches. It's where God called us to ministry. And we are now planting Favorite City Church in Henderson, Nevada, which is in the greater Las Vegas Valley.
And thank you for supporting us in our new church in the city as we're here to make Jesus known. And thank you for continuing to lead your church in giving to the Annie Armstrong Easter offering. We could not do this without you.
Hi, my name is Jefferson Hernandez.
And I'm Carol Hernandez.
We are an ordinary family in the hands of the extraordinary living God who has called us to make Jesus known.
We want to thank you for your prayers and your gifts because He has helped us to reach the Hispanic community.
Hi, we're the Glint family from Jacksonville, Florida. We're church planting missionaries here doing all we can to make Jesus known. Just want to say thank you for giving so generously to the Annie Armstrong offering and your prayers that enable us to do the work that we're doing here, the gospel work that's so needed. We just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.